afternoon. Okay. So come forward, ma'am. Counsel, if you would just identify yourself for the record.
Sure. Good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Jessica Wilson for the plaintiff, Theodora Antar, who's present to my left.
Okay, let me swear the parties quickly. Both of you raise your right hands, please.
Do you solemnly swear or solemnly and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
I do.
Yes.
Okay, one more time now, ma'am, starting with you. Please state your name and address for the record.
Theodora Antar, 856 Shagbark Drive, Orange, Connecticut, 06477.
Thank you, sir.
Gerald Viglione, 118 Irvington Street, New Haven, Connecticut, 06512.
Thank you both. You may be seated.
Okay, Attorney Wilson, I know that you are diligently working on this case. I had you called up only for this reason. It's 1:45, and this is scheduled for a half-day proceeding on your client's motion for modification, post-judgment. It appears to be financial in nature regarding a 2016 order. I have a matter that is continued from yesterday at 2 o'clock, and I am the only judge in New Haven District today.
I understand that, Your Honor. And just to clarify, so we're actually here on her motion to, so there was, my client filed it as pro se.
Yes.
Originally. We are here on the motion to modify visitation. That was the parties.
Oh.
Yes, so we're actually not pursuing any financial issues right now. So just as a little bit of history, the parties, as pro se's, had an agreement in June 2016. It was then made a little bit more clear in December of 2016. That's marking number entry 117. Ms. Antar has since retained counsel, and we are trying to flesh out an agreement that, actually speaks to the conditions right now.
Okay. So is the most recent order from December 8th of 2016 where the Ms. Antar has sole legal custody?
Correct, Your
of
Honor.
Juliana?
Right, and as you'll see from the agreement, it's very minor, so I am, of course, making it as detailed as humanly possible. My hope is to, I'm typing it up actually in an agreement form with the hopes that Mr. Viglione will be in agreement in any issues that are not resolved. I'm on bullet point 14. Any issues that, I'm hoping to resolve as much as we can through agreement, anything that remain that Your Honor here. Okay. In terms of scheduling, I also can only be here till 3:30, so.
Oh, okay. Ms. Antar, do you recall the date? Is it Antar or Antart?
Antar.
Antar, okay.
Yes.
Do you recall the date that you filed the motion about? So the only motion I have that has not been litigated, most recent motion is one you filed February 21st, but that is about money. What you say in that motion is that Mr. Viglione was ordered in June of 2016 to pay $87 per week and 34% of unreimbursed medical expenses, and you indicate that there's been a change in employment and concern regarding inaccuracies on a financial affidavit. But you're not proceeding on that, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. So what's the date of the motion that is pending?
Your Honor, so if you go to the second page of that, under subsection D, modified visitation.
Oh, you're just proceeding on that section.
Exactly, and we were here, I should clarify, when you said is the most recent order that of December 8, 2016, we actually, I apologize, we're here on April 4th, 2019, just last month in front of Judge Cloud, where a couple more orders were entered regarding the Talking Parents app, pretty much about communication, and then it was set, we realized we are at an impasse, and so
I see.
He set it for a half day for today. So we're only here on point D, the visitation and parenting time, and I'm hoping to come to you with very limited issues, if any.
Mr. Viglione, you understand what's happening?
Yes.
Okay, so Ms. Antar has filed a motion regarding a number of issues, some financial, but she's not proceeding on the changes in the financial orders. What she wants to do is ask the court to modify the parenting plan that's currently in place. So I guess that's where we are. okay?
Yep.
And council has to leave at, would you say 3:30?
3:30.
Okay, so in the event that you're not able to reach an agreement, and let me be clear, you are not required to agree, neither one of you. Ma'am, it's your motion, you have the right to have a full hearing, so you have the right to defend yourself of the allegations or what she's asking for, and if you're not able to come to some agreement and I don't have time to hear you today, we'll get a mutually agreeable date and we can come back on that narrow issue. Okay, I just wanted to alert, I am literally the only game in town today, the only family judge in 128,000 resident city for today, for family, but, okay?
All right, Your Honor,
So
we'll
we're
check.
leaving to go talk about an agreement and then coming back here again?
Yeah, to go talk about an agreement. Well, Attorney Wilson is trying to see if you two can agree on, you may not agree on everything today, you may agree on, let's say if there are 5 things, you may agree on 4 of those, and then I just have to figure out the last one. You understand what I'm saying? But you don't, what I want you to understand is you are not required to agree. That's not a requirement. You are entitled to a hearing. I just want to manage expectations about how that might proceed today.
But in the long run, if I don't agree on anything, we're gonna have another court date.
Yes.
So can we just make another court date now? Because like there's way other things I could be doing. I'm missing a whole day of work for this right
Yeah.
now. And I'm definitely not gonna agree to everything she wants.
Yeah. You
Right.
could, but is there a day when you're not going to miss work? Like
On the weekend.
Oh, yeah. And
Why don't like I said, I'm on point 14 of this. I'm almost done. So I think what would be best would be to sit with him and show him what we have so far.
I wish to not sit with them.
So, Your Honor, I want some.
have you been in family relations already?
We were last time, and Your Honor, just for the record, so Mr. Viglione is not represented.
Yeah.
So I, of course, as Ms. Antar's counsel, reach out to him, and Mr. Viglione has responded with, if you contact me again, I'm calling the police.
Yeah.
So I just want some clarification on that. I don't want to
The
upset.
clarification is we agreed to have a parent talk app, which I therefore downloaded, so it's all recorded and everything. Just because she responds to me with what I need to do on the weekend, which I know I have to do on the weekend, it's already been put in that paper.
Yeah.
It's all there in print, black and white. So I don't see why I have to respond back to her if she's telling me to do what I'm already responsible for doing.
Yeah.
Taking her to dance, taking her to church. Does all that all the time. You know, I'm not responsible if she has a birthday party or anything else on the weekend
How old is
to
Juliana?
do these 4.
She's 4?
She's 4. I have her every single weekend, but she makes her go to dance, which I drive her to dance. Sunday she goes to church. So I mean, I only have her a certain part of the days on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. Would it make sense to do a referral to family relations? No?
Let me
You don't like that idea?
No, I don't like any of the. I want it to stay the way it is. It works the way it is now.
Oh, okay.
She's trying to change it for the better for her, but it's already okay.
Yeah.
Everything is good.
Okay.
My third party was my mother, and she does not agree with anything my mother says or wants. She doesn't want to contact my mother as a third party.
Yeah.
So therefore,
yeah, well, that makes sense, but let me just explain. Because Attorney Wilson represents Theodora, the only way to communicate with Theodora is
this
through her
parent talk
counsel.
app that she made me download.
Yes, I see that's in order, but Attorney Wilson is her legal representative.
So why do I have to why does she have to contact me when she could do it through the parent talk app or my mother, which is the third party?
Who, Attorney Wilson?
No, Theodora.
Oh yeah, no, but when there's a legal case, so if you had an attorney here, Attorney Wilson wouldn't contact you.
But
She
her
would-
contacting me isn't anything to do with legal matter. It's to do with me bringing her home on Mother's Day.
No, Attorney Wilson is her legal representative.
All right, I need
So
another court date to have a month to get an attorney.
you want to get an attorney?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
How
it.
long do you think it's going to take you to get an attorney?
Give me a week.
You sure?
Yep,
Okay, but if we come back in a week, you can't come and tell me, look, I
that's
didn't get an
okay.
attorney.
Give me 2 weeks then to
You
be
want
for
2
sure.
weeks?
Your Honor, for the record, when we were here in April,
Yeah.
Mr. Viglione said, I'm out of here, I'm going to get a lawyer. Mr. Viglione says, I'm showing these messages to my lawyer. And I said, and of course, ethically, I say, if you have an attorney, please let me know.
Yeah.
But he doesn't threaten me with the police. And for the record, just so if we're going to go there regarding a third party, the order that was entered in December 8, 2016 that refers to drop-offs at the mother's residence, etc., is because there was a restraining order in effect because of a strangulation that occurred, and that has now lifted. So that is one of the substantial change in circumstances among many other. And as you can see, really all we're not trying to change a lot. We're just trying to fine-tune this thing so it makes some sense. I mean, that these parties were not even represented. So as
Okay.
Your Honor,
Well,
knows,
I do see that Judge Clow ordered that the app be used to communicate among the parties in regards to Juliana in all cases except in an emergency, when the parties shall communicate through the defendant's mother. I do see that, but it sounds to me, and I'm only guessing, I don't know that you're going to reach an agreement today on any issue. And Mr. Viglione certainly has the right to retain counsel. Now, when we come back and you don't have counsel, we're going forward whether you have one or not. So we can do that, but I'm not sure that it's a good use of anybody's time at this point today. So you want just 2 weeks?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So we'll set it down. Let's see. Today is the 10th. Do you want to do the 24th?
Your Honor, just two things first. So my
Okay.
client is 9 months pregnant.
Yeah.
So you say May 24th?
Yeah.
We'll go longer if we want.
And I just wanted to back up on one thing. If we could, if Your Honor could enter an order, just regard to elaborate on Judge Clow's order that Mr. Viglione be required to respond to the Talking Parents app. My client writes to him and he does not respond, and then I reach out to him and he threatens me with the police.
So
Judge Clow's order did not say, in my agreement proposal, I say that each party must within 48 hours respond.
So you're right. So what it does say is this is what was ordered, that Mr. Viglione shall sign up for the Talking Parents app by noon on April 5th. He's testified that he signed up. He didn't tell me the time and the day, but he signed up, and the parties shall exchange email addresses. And paragraph 2 is regarding, the app will be used to communicate among the parties in regards to the minor child in all cases except in emergency. So there isn't anything for me to add. He's already ordered that regarding Juliana, the parties are to communicate. So
that to mean that he needs to respond?
Yeah, they have to communicate about the children.
Unless
it's an emergency.
So her asking me to take her to dance in church, which I've been doing since December of 2016, I have to keep responding on a Monday, even though I dropped her off on Sunday. I have to respond to her and let her know, right?
Well,
because it's repetitive and useless information.
And it's harassing, right? You
Yeah, I don't want to go there.
So I understand that, but the point of communication, which is why I suggested family relations, the point of communication is to be able to exchange ideas or information about that. I am sure, Mr. Viglione, that if you come in with a list of text messages where she's already telling you what you need to
repeatedly,
do, that's something different. There's nothing. First of all, I can't clarify another judge's order, number one. But number two, I don't see a need to clarify. It clearly states that the parties are to communicate about Juliana through that app unless it's an emergency, and then in that event, through your mother. So there isn't a motion for contempt before me. I think Judge Clow would be happy to elaborate on his own order, but you'd have to file that motion.
And Your Honor, I understand where you're going with this. The only thing that I'm hoping to resolve at this point is this weekend regarding Mother's Day.
Okay.
If we refer to the order of December 2016, that refers to it. So the
minor child shall spend Mother's Day with the mother, period.
Right, and correct. And so the communication that my client has made to Mr. Viglione regarding this weekend, to which he has responded, I think briefly and very angrily, was...
So he does respond.
I messaged him. When I was advised that he did not respond, and then when I saw him, when I later saw it, he did finally respond.
Oh, I see. Okay.
With something like, I'm not gonna.
So Mother's Day is Sunday.
So right now, Mr. Viglione has a child from 6 p.m. on Friday to 6 p.m. on Sunday.
Okay.
So my client reached out to him through the Talking Parents app and asked two things.
Yep.
Can she have Juliana at 10 a.m. on Mother's Day?
Okay.
Which is in black and white. Why wouldn't she have her on Mother's Day?
Well, it's not black and white. What
Please
time?
confirm that you can drop her off at 10.
Okay. So what time? So you want 10 to 6?
At church, it's already been
No,
done.
10 and then stays with me.
So right. She normally goes back to mom at 6 p.m. on Sunday. We're asking that she
To mom or to dad?
to mom.
Oh, she goes back to mom at 6.
So on Mother's Day, we're asking that he drop her off at church at 10 a.m. and that's the end of it. And on Saturday, mom has sole legal custody, and one of those things, she has dance. Can you tell the judge what's going on Saturday?
Yes, so her dance recital is next Saturday, and this Saturday they have an award ceremony, and they're also going to do a little pizza party, and my daughter is receiving an award. So I simply reached out to him. I asked, please confirm that you can bring her on Saturday at 4 p.m. for the award ceremony. She's getting an award, and the teacher asked that we RSVP, and also please confirm that you can bring her to church on Sunday at 10 and drop her there, and she'll stay with me for the rest of the day. 3 days went by, he didn't respond at all. Then he finally responds and says, oh, this is ridiculous. Why do I have to bring her to this? I don't care, and getting very angry. And I said, there's only 2 dance things left, and then dance is done for the whole year until September.
So what are you asking?
I asked him to please confirm that he could bring her to those. He ignored me again.
Okay, so hold on one second. So first of all, let's start with Mother's Day, because that's easy.
Yeah.
The minor child shall spend Mother's Day with the mother. So, sir, can you drop her off at church at 10?
Yeah, that was
okay. All right, so that solves that problem. Now, tell me from your perspective. I heard from the dance. Tell me about
She has dance. Which I wouldn't stop her from doing dance. If it was dance, baseball, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And if she has a ceremony or something to do with that, why wouldn't I take her? My argument was that
Stop sending me messages about it.
it wasn't even that. It's not even that. It's the fact of the matter of I have her from Friday at 6 to Sunday at 6. Now I have all these activities that I have to bring her to dance. Now recital, whatever, that's understandable. And now Mother's Day, which is fine because it's Mother's Day.
Yeah. Do you have her every weekend?
Every weekend.
Okay, so how about this? You don't have a problem with her going to her dance?
No, in church too, you know what I mean? But it's when they start adding extra things, it's taking more time out of
So what about the following Saturday? Is dance going to be over after the recital?
Yes, and then it doesn't start up again until September. And I explained that in the app. I said,
when is dance over? When's the recital?
May 18th, which is next Saturday.
Okay, so then on May 25th, Memorial Day weekend, don't plan anything, and you get to decide what you're going to do with her for Memorial Day weekend.
No, I agree to all of that.
Okay,
that's not what I'm disagreeing to. What I'm disagreeing to is all the additive things that gets added.
All right, so does that make sense to you? I don't see Memorial Day weekend in the order, so I'll order the following. By agreement of the parties, Mr. Viglione doesn't object. So for this weekend, May 17th, Dad will have Juliana.
11th she'll be at dance.
I'm sorry, this is not the 16th. May 10th, you'll have her at 6. Mm-hmm. You will drop her off at her award ceremony for dance and the pizza party. Dad will get her back, or however that transportation happens after that. Mm-hmm. Then on Sunday, Dad agrees he'll drop her off at church at 10 a.m. and the child will stay with Mom. Now, there was some issue at 6 o'clock, right?
No, it's fine. He's just going to drop off at 10 a.m. and that's
okay.
But the only issue is the next weekend when there's a dress rehearsal and the recital.
Yes,
right. I'm talking about not the next weekend. I'm talking about the 25th. Because the recital is over next weekend.
So we just wanted
dance is over.
We wanted to have orders that said that she was going to go to the pizza party on the 11th.
I've already done that.
Mother's Day on the 12th.
I've already done that.
17th and 18th. Go ahead.
Correct. So, Your Honor, just to clarify, the only reason I reach out to him is if it's something out of the ordinary. Like, for example, the recital.
Ma'am, you don't have to explain this to me. There's already an order in place that says you were to talk to Dad through this app. So what's supposed to be happening is not what's happening now. You two are supposed to be able to do this. I understand for lots of reasons it's not happening, but it's after 1 o'clock. So I needed to stop at 1 o'clock. All I'm trying to figure out is that, in other words, the problem is that you two don't communicate well because he's not disagreeing, right? He's not disagreeing. He will drop her off at church. He will drop her off at dance. His issue is something different, which is why I recommended family relations. But I don't want to waste your time. I just want to try to get you through whatever weekend. What I was trying to do was make up for the pizza party and the award ceremony that so Dad basically doesn't have this weekend, which he gets, because it's Mother's Day on Sunday, he's not arguing that, but so basically he's going to have her for dinner Friday night, right?
No, everything is
overnight.
all set. Everything's all set.
So what I was trying to do is give you time after dance is over.
This week and next week's all set. It's when we come back to court again is when all the brass tacks is going to
right. So I don't need to do anything about the 25th?
What we're waiting for.
The 7th. Are we going to she's going to recital on the 17th?
I've already ordered
yes,
that.
Everything's
what I'm working on is the 25th, Memorial Day weekend.
Right. After the 18th, he can do whatever he wants every weekend for the whole summer because
she doesn't have dance
and no more Sunday school after the 19th. But my only thing I want to say about the 17th, she has her dress rehearsal, which has to be in full costume, and that's going to be at 4 p.m. on the 17th. They do a full dress rehearsal, and then the 18th is the recital. So I just want to make sure that he's gonna bring her to that dress rehearsal, and
Is
then
this the first he's hearing about this today?
Yes. 4 p.m.
I tried to
17th.
message him on the app, and he ignores me. So if he would just communicate on the app, it would be a lot easier,
Yeah.
because I can just tell him, hey, this is the date, this is
Yeah.
the time, and we can both do what's in our best interest for our daughter, which is all I'm trying to do, is what's in her best interest. She
Okay.
enjoys dance. I really want to make sure that she's a part of her event.
So, Mr. Viglione, it sounds like this is the last bit of dance.
Yeah.
And if she has a recital, they put them all in their costumes and send
Yeah,
them.
so, all right, so I just heard about this, so I
Okay.
leave work even earlier on 17th to pick her up at 4, or even earlier.
No, she's got to be there. I think
Yeah,
she's got to be there.
I can email you the information and I'll message you all the details, but all I want to know is you can just please bring her to dress rehearsal on the 17th. Make sure she's at the recital on time so we can get her ready
But
before
wait a
the
minute,
recital.
what, does he have her at that time? Don't
No,
you
6
have her?
o'clock I'm supposed to get on Friday.
Yeah, so why would he be bringing her at 4? I don't
Because it's
understand.
only for her best interest.
It's an hour out of the time that you usually pick her up at 5. We usually get there early. So I'm just saying, if he can do that, that would, by the time the rehearsal starts, it's going to cut into his time. So this is why I'm asking if he can bring her.
But isn't she with you or at school or wherever she is?
She'll be at
that time?
school, yes.
She'll be at work.
And I'll be at work. And
Right, but Dad would normally, let's pretend there was no dress rehearsal. Dad wouldn't get her till 6, right?
Right, but the rehearsal starts at 4 and it's going to be continuing on through 6.
Right, so what
during
I'm
that
saying
time-
is, why is it that you aren't getting her to the rehearsal and then Dad gets her after the rehearsal or comes to the rehearsal? You
Because
understand what I'm saying?
I'm going to be at work, so that's why I'm asking if he's able to do that.
Listen,
It's
I will do
perfect
it.
this
Just
time.
to get this done, I will agree to that. All right? It will
What are
be
you
done.
agreeing to? To take her to the rehearsal?
Friday the 17th, I will be at her school at 3 o'clock to make sure she's at her recital or dress
Okay.
rehearsal thing by 4.
All right,
Whatever.
so order. He's
Okay.
agreeing.
Yeah. And
And
Okay,
we
so
can
what date are we
bring her-
coming back? Are we
For
coming
next
back on the
Friday.
24th?
You're on
no, we're gonna do.
Oh, right, you wanted it later. You want it in June? End of
End of
June?
June.
End of June. Is there a particular day of the week that's better for you, Mr. Viglione?
I don't care.
Okay, Attorney Wilson.
Is.
The week of June 24th, the week of June 17th.
This is trial in Norwich week.
Okay.
How about June
God.
21st?
I'm sorry?
June 21st is a Friday.
Okay. June 21st, 9:30 or 10 o'clock.
Sounds good to me.
Friday, June 21st, 10 a.m. for whatever issues remain. Okay?
Okay.
And you'll get, I'll make sure this gets written up in an order and you'll get the order of what everybody's agreed to.
Thank you. I was saying, even if he doesn't have a lawyer, we're still going to proceed. That's
Yes. Mr. Viglione is clear. He won't be able to come and tell me, oh, I need it, because we talked about that today.
Yeah,
Okay?
I hear you.
All right, very good. We're all set.
Thank you,
for
Your Honor.
that.